Welcome back, everybody. We are ready for some Faxanadu Randomizer action. We've got our racers all ready to go and our commentators in the booth. Why don't y'all introduce yourselves?
Thank you very much. I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23, and I have done commentary for the Faxanadu Randomizer in the past. And I'll tell you what, it's one of the best randomizers out there, and I'm looking forward to doing commentary with these three fine runners here. We got Notlobber, Odin and Tundra. It's going to be a great time.
I'm Songbirder. I'm new to commentating on this, but not new to the randomizer. I've been playing it for a couple of years and on stream and everything. It's so fun. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. And I'm the person who selected these seeds and played through them in advance. So this will be fun.
And I'm Hungry Guria. I am probably the vanilla version of this game's biggest fan, or so I like to think. And I've only done a little bit of dabbling in the randomizer. I've played through a couple of seeds in the past and very excited to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me. Looking forward to the runs today.
Great to have you all here.
As we're going to get this race kicked off, I do want to just shout out our charity once more. We have a nonprofit partner that we were raising money for all this weekend, the Burn Children's Fund, which is with the South Carolina firefighters. If you are not familiar with these folks, they are providing some assistance for burn injured children. In particular, they run a summer camp called Camp Can Do. It's a summer camp all for burn injured children, but also they're providing some additional care outside of that and outreach, education, etc. They are really making a push to be more statewide in South Carolina now, and they've separated themselves off, become an independent foundation rather than relying on partnership with the Medical University of South Carolina, which is a huge step for any organization. So if you have the ability and the interest, I do encourage you to donate. We have several incentives up as well. You can check those out on the marathon schedule. Upcoming, we have Golden Sun Randomizer with a character name bidding war. We have Time Spinner Randomizer with the glitchless incentive still open. Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer, we have the Team USA versus Team Canada race. That has all the incentives met, but Soul Blazer, character name bid war. Check out the marathon schedule for those incentives. Include those as the comment in your donation, and we'll get those put up. But with that, I'll toss it over to you fine folks to start the race.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. I'm going to be waving the flag here for these contestants here very shortly. So I'm going to count them down and turn these runners loose. This is going to be a lot of fun. Faxanadu Randomizer, here we come. In 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're seeing the dirt road.
Now, the big question is, which of the 4 worlds are we going to start with first? Is it going to be a pure vanilla situation? Time will tell, but we're not starting on the normal screen that you're used to. Now, let's see what we've got inside the armory here. We've got a long sword tilt, the most powerful magic of the game, but it takes away the most magic as well. And keys are a cheap 60 each.
I noticed Tundra's going for a key first. That's interesting.
So what's all randomized in this particular seed for those of you that might not know out there in chat?
Yeah, so I made the seed based on the race typical format, which it'll do some screen randomization. So we're not going to have the usual map in Faxanadu. We're also going to have world randomization. Now, what I mean by world is the game breaks sections of the game down into different quote-unquote worlds. Aeolus is its own. It's always the first one. And then in the vanilla game, you would go from the trunk, the base of the tree, to mist, which is partway up the tree, to branch, which is near the top of the tree. and then to Dartmoor, which is the dwarves' kingdom, and then to the evil one's lair. This one might mix that up. We might end up going from Aeolus to Mist. We might go from Aeolus to Dartmoor. Who knows?
And it's very possible we might see Conflate here in Aeolus. That would be something. By the way, we got a refill for Notlobber of that 1,500 golds. Yeah, one of the things is when you have 0 golds in your inventory, you can talk to the king and get another 1,500.
Yeah, and I notice a lot of people going for, there's a door they've entered in Aeolus, which the randomizer activates. That's usually the door you come in through when you start a new game where the intro is. For the randomizer, it's used to send you to some random spot in the game, which we see Tundra right now finding a squid that's off screen.
And it gives an hourglass. You know, we have no shortage of hourglasses here. And that's, by the way, one of the things that has been changed about the randomizers, that the hourglass will freeze the enemies in place. Now, be careful. You can still take damage while they're frozen in place if you touch them. But one thing that has been buffed is that in the vanilla game, you lose half of your health when you use the hourglass. But here in the randomizer, you lose no health.
Another thing, so to follow up on Hungary's question, the other thing that randomized, because we've reached the incentive, is that enemy behavior AI has been shuffled a bit. So we're going to see some enemies doing some things that they don't normally do. And being a little
like those
glitchy at times.
Serguelans jumping up and trying to stab you. You don't normally see that in the vanilla game, for example.
No.
They also don't come apart like that either, graphically.
But by the way, I love the game over message we've got today. Game over, return of Ganon. You got to love the little Easter eggs we like to throw here in the randomizer.
I do appreciate that all the runners jump everywhere.
Ooh. So we are starting at World 1 first. So we are going in order, at least to start.
So we are starting the trunk, and we've got an early town.
Apolloon right off the bat.
Yep.
Now, would you say an early town is a beneficial thing?
I don't think so. I'd rather see them a little. I'd rather see them spread out such, because if you have a lot of early towns and there's a lot of distance to go and you reach the end, you've got no key and have to go all the way back, that can be a pain.
Yes. So I've had seeds before that are clustered like that, where you get towns just all clustered together, and then it is a slog to get through the rest of that world. Oh. Hunter's got 4 as well, so
and that's exactly what we've got. 2 early towns in the trunk area. Oh, this is going to be nasty. I love it.
This is perfect.
Elixirs for sale for 1,040. Boy, everything expensive here in Forepaw. Now, one other feature that we've added in the randomizer is normally you can't sell anything if the shop doesn't carry it. But in this game, any items that you want to get rid of that the shop doesn't sell, and that includes keys, you can get 100 golds for it.
So it looks like Notlobber is taking the strategy of just like building up as much stuff as he can get in the main town before he leaves. So for those who don't know, Notlobber is basically the creator of the randomizer. He has done, I would say, 99% of the work on that.
Oh, we've got a pendant outside, which is going to give our contestants an attack buff. Now, in the vanilla game, because of a programming error, you actually lose attack power by picking up the pendant, because the game starts you with the pendant's powers. So when you pick up the pendant in the Tower of Suffer, you actually lose that flag. So we fixed that here in the randomizer. So having that pendant is going to help these runners out.
And pendants in chat if you got them from Hungry Gria's chat.
And nothing wrong with a free red potion as well. And here's our little Joker door. So we're going to need the Joker key to enter here. Whether or not it's required, that remains to be seen. You know what we want to see? We want to see that door required, and the Joker key is all the way at the end of the game.
That's what we want to see.
Because I know you folks here want to see chaos in the Faxanadu randomizer.
So you'll see there's a door here. This door, it goes to a shop normally, but it's not going to. It's randomized.
Could have been a shop,
to a tower,
but not this time.
Yep. So we got a tower with Madoc. Madoc is something that's required to get through Trunk eventually. So Hunter's gonna have to find his way up there,
or use wing boots.
Yeah, or acquire if there wasn't one in the town.
There was one in the town, plus an elixir. Speaking of the elixir, we will need that to activate one of the fountains here.
So yeah, the couple items we're looking for in trunk would be the elixir and the Madoc are 2 required things.
Interesting.
And whether the queen
Towerception.
key is required.
Come on, Towerception. Let's see it.
This is yeah, door within a door.
What's a guru? Let's see which guru it is. This is the Dragon Slayer guru, and you get elixir. Wow, we have no Dragon Slayer. So that's normally the guru you would see in the Castle of Fraternal, and once you have the Dragon Slayer, you would get the Demon's Ring. And by the way, speaking of randomization, we've got some more cute features with the ranks. You saw that Odinspec got the red mage rank up instead of the normal aspirant one that you'd see.
So one of my contributions to the randomizer was to add custom text as an option to it. So I've thrown in a few things, some Final Fantasy things here and there.
Very nice. So, Notlob are about to get their pendant for the boost in attack power.
I'm curious what those flying ones are on Notlobber's screen.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm trying to piece together what enemies those should be.
I think it was definitely a glitch enemy of some kind from the enemy AI behavior. I'm just not sure which one.
I have an idea what it might have been. The enemies, you know, the enemies that lunge towards you when you get close, that's kind of mid to late game. That's what that reminded me of. Just the way that their eyes are moving.
Oh, I see what's happening. I call them Metroids, the ones with the eyes moving.
Yes, that's right. I know a lot of people call them the Metroids because they kind of remind you of the big Metroids in
It's acting
Turian.
like a hive, like one of those hives. And it's generating these other things.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly what it is. Good call. Now I see it. That's exactly what it is. Yep.
So while I did test out these seeds, I didn't necessarily play through with the enemy AI randomization because that doesn't actually change the seed in terms of like the world, how it's constructed, and where the items are. It just changes the enemies. That's it.
Yeah, no one's doing this as a gold grind. I like this move.
Yeah. So I'm getting some surprises here. Oh, I love that.
Oh, the Thunder Spell really comes in handy because it does a little bit more damage than the Deluge, plus it goes through walls. The Fire Spell does not go through walls. Death Spell goes through walls, though.
Yeah, and maybe that's something else I can add about what's randomized.
Speaking of which, some enemies will be immune to certain magics, but you won't know it until you try.
So you might expect that Deluge, which usually works on everything in the game, you might find that certain enemies are just completely immune to it. It'll just pass right through them.
That giant hive scuttling across the bottom of the screen there on Notlobbers.
Yes.
Mind-blowing. Did that look like it was crawling?
Yeah, it did. It was sliding across the screen. I love it.
Yeah.
Yikes, that's the stuff of nightmares. But it's perfect for the mist area, which was always very creepy as a kid. The music.
Ooh, free red potion.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's part of what I loved about doing randomizers like this. Like Hungry mentioned, the music is so iconic for this game. And why, for example, I've done speedrunning, and Tundra, who's also here, has also been a speedrunner of the game. And one of the things you want in a good speedrun is good music, because you're going to hear it a lot.
Oh my god, the wyvern's like a workout wyvern. Jump and jump and jump.
Oh my god, yeah, Tundra screen, yeah.
It's almost like the Richard Simmons wyvern here. I love it. That is awesome.
That's like the best case scenario wyvern, because the swooping and the flapping always freaked me out so much. Like the fact that that's your first boss in the vanilla game, and then he could be anywhere in the randomizer, being all ripped and threatening.
And we got Tundra picking up a black potion here.
Nice. I like that text that you put in there. It's perfect. Good job.
And the text there was basically something like, I just found a mysterious black liquid and I feel like drinking it.
Ooh, those big snake-like enemies are much more imposing here than they are in the vanilla game. Oh, they're dangerous.
For those who don't know, the black potion is a game item that just wasn't really implemented in the original game. It was coded, but basically for the randomizer, we put in anywhere where there's normally poison, we put in.
Oh
this
no!
quote-unquote black
Oh,
potion.
they're not dropping the boulders. That's again another feature of the randomizer. And there's the ace key that Tundra just picked up.
Oh. So ace key is a gatekeeping item in this game. You're going to need it to get out of mist.
All right, and Tundra, with a second to spare, has paid the water bill, and that is enough gold. I love it. Boy, you are nailing these, Songbirder. I love this text.
Okay, he's grabbing his black potion and using it. So that's one thing it's programmed in the original game. You just have no way of triggering it, but we've activated it in the randomizer with the black potion.
And that's a full mana refill, right?
It is.
Correct.
So in the vanilla game, you could only refill your mana by going to see an NPC in town or by using an elixir.
Speaking of the elixir, it looks like Tundra has found the spring where you need to trade in the elixir. So that's
There you
another
go.
spring off the board. He's got one left.
I love these palettes. They work so well. Normally, some of those screens are indoor screens and have a different palette, but the palette for the outdoor works perfect with it.
And there's one of the rings. We won't be able to tell which ring it is until they use the inventory because they're all going to look pretty much the same. I mean, obviously you could tell what the demon's ring is.
Yeah. Normally in the vanilla game, there's no rings that are placed in the overworld, but Notlauber figured out a way to place them on the overworld, and you just pick them up once you touch them.
There's Notlauber, speaking of which, is also just paid the water bill to get that fountain active. And Tundra takes a death, so he has to go back to Forepaw.
Yep.
So then in terms of the fountain rules, it's still the same, right? For the randomizer, you still need to activate the 3 before you
Yes.
can move on?
That's right.
Yeah. Now, there is an option in the randomizer to not require it, but that's not in the race typical that we have here.
And it looks like that tilt magic is coming in handy too, based on how many things are flying that don't normally fly.
Yeah.
The tilt kind of has its good and bad because the tilt allows you to get through enemies that you normally wouldn't through for some magics, and it does the most amount of damage, but it does also cost the most, and you pretty much have to know what your aim is as well because it's always going to shoot at the same angle, so you want to make sure it's angled properly or you've wasted that shot.
That's why it's such an interesting first spell to get, because it costs the most and is the most kind of esoteric one.
Yep.
And so you need to know what you're doing with it every single shot. Deluge, which is the typical first one you get, you can just spam that everywhere and you'll have tons of mana.
See, that magic was meant for the hives at the end game because you normally can't reach it without that spell. Speaking of which, we've got the first part of the ensemble, the battle suit. You need that plus the battle helmet and the Dragon Slayer to finish this game. And you also have to have it equipped to continue. And by the way, Notlauber's the first to make it to the Mattock screen.
His early stocking up in town might be paying off here.
It's definitely looking like it there, Songbirder. Ownspec has paid the water bill and is going to get that fountain active.
So now that Notlauber has a second Matic in the inventory, are the rules still the same about selling? Because in the vanilla game, you could only sell items at shops that sold that item. So,
Yeah, so that's
you,
good.
you could carry something with you the entire game and be stuck with it if you bought too many jack keys, let's say.
Yeah, that used to be a problem in the randomizer, but Notlauber's found a way to make it so you could sell anything in your inventory that you could normally sell in the original game. Can be sold anywhere for 100 golds if it is not already in that shop.
By the way, I love it. The Wolfman act like those mushroom guys. I noticed that.
Also, the Mattock you can use anywhere in the randomizer. You can use it to knock a wall out if you want to. There are a couple cases where it could be useful.
Yeah, because in the
Otherwise-
vanilla game, you could only use it in 2 spots. I mean, one required and the other just there for shiggles, you know?
It's never required the way to
No.
proceed?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what the second spot is, it's right outside the Tower of Mist. There's like this little area that you can use the Mattock on. Those are the only 2 spots in the vanilla game that you can use it. It is completely pointless. In fact, it actually traps you if you use it there.
Yeah. And just to be clear, the Madoc, the randomizer, you do need it at one spot, which we've seen.
Yep.
That's the only spot. The randomizer will make sure that there is a Madoc before you get there somewhere.
And yeah, the snakes do act as wyvern. Somebody brought that up in chat. That's exactly what they're acting as today.
That's so cool.
Whoa, that's terrifying.
Wyvern snakes just tossing fireballs out of its tail.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's not beautiful. Missed that jump. Yeah, that's another thing you have to watch out for. Oh,
boy.
One pixel of health left. Oh, boy. I sure hope not Lobber has a potion handy.
Because he's pretty far from town. He doesn't have any potions
Oh,
left.
no. Hopefully. No, this is gold. This is gold. Oh, boy.
He's going to need some...
Not Lobber. Oh, no.
Screen wrap damage.
Screen wrap damage, and he is down for the count.
No.
Return of Ganon.
Oh, that's a long ways back, and now Tundra has a shot here to make further progress, but he's only got one red potion left. You wanted chaos, folks. I think you're getting it today.
It's the risk you run with AI randomization.
And not just that. That is the real downfall of having the town so far away from the end of the world. You have to be pretty stocked.
And also make sure you're just not, avoid damage wherever you can.
I wonder if not Lobber is going to grind to, pick up some more money to buy things such as keys, maybe red potions. I mean, could get free red potions on this screen.
Looks like those free red potions are not so free with how difficult it is to get up there.
Oh, yeah, and another thing we were going to bring up is your acceleration is based on the current rank that you have, and the higher your rank, I think it's every 4 ranks, the faster your acceleration is to get to top speed.
I was also going to mention, for anybody unfamiliar with the randomizer, you may be seeing some enemies here that you don't normally see in the regular game because they existed but never actually made it into the final version of what we might have played back in the day on our NESs. So one of the most thrilling things to me as a new randomizer player was actually seeing some of these things for the first time. And there's always other exciting aspects like enemies that drop bread instead of money all of a sudden. It's always very fresh. It's a nice fresh way to go about playing a game you played a million times, but you're all part of this randomizer group anyways, so you know that already.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
New.
It's different every time. Sometimes the enemies will drop gold, sometimes they'll drop bread, and sometimes they'll drop nothing at all.
So Tundra's stuck in the situation Not Lobber was. Low health, no potions right at the end.
Yep.
Now, he was the first to do damage.
But he is picked off! He got picked off by the snake. Literally snake-bitten, Songbirder.
Rough. Well, people paid for this.
Yes, they did, and they're getting their money's worth, and then some. Yes.
Oh, this made the race far more interesting. Oh, boy.
Well,
now,
let's hope this is the worst, right? And then it'll only be better from here. Maybe if the floodgates of hell have opened in this case, they'll be closed for the rest.
And that's the lovely thing about this, is just as they progress, they're going to get better weapons, better armor. We hope. And,
yeah, because obviously leather armor, that is really tough to negotiate, especially if the enemies... Now, that's another question I have. What about the enemy damage? Do we have that randomized too?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd have to see what the... I think Race Typical does include that.
Oh, so... Because I had noticed, and I didn't see exactly what enemies, but there was an enemy that was doing a lot more damage.
I do just want to toss out that if you want to make future runs in this marathon harder, take a look at the incentives page and put in donations with those incentives listed.
Yes, and of course, for the suffering of the runners, it's always nice to donate, but of course, to support the good cause as well, for sure.
So we're using the typical race settings here, which I've looked up. It does not include any HP boosts or damage boosts. So it may just be because we're using regular leather armor here against enemies we don't normally face early in the game.
And not Lobber using that red potion just in time against that snake wyvern.
What a nasty combination.
Oh, very nasty combination.
Oh, we got the big ugly puppies here too. Oh goodness.
Yes, those big dogs acting like one of those magic wielding enemies. I don't know what they're called in the vanilla game, but I know where they are.
Notlob's down to 1 potion left.
Now, right now, this is looking like a battle of attrition here for these runners.
And that enemy that keeps shifting there, yeah, he had to wait. See, now he's being a little more cautious and not just speeding through, waiting for enemies to. Oof. You got squid spitting out shuriken, it looks like.
And it looks like they might be immune to tilt. Either that or it's not a one-shot kill.
Another potion ready to use.
Yeah, Tundra putting that tilt spell to work there on that snake wyvern.
And we're back at the Maddox. Now, has Odin's back died yet? I haven't noticed that.
I haven't noticed him die either.
Yeah, I don't think so yet. I mean, he's got a lot of golds and experience, which leads me to believe he's not taken a death yet.
Yeah.
And to be honest, because it's a randomizer, I have no idea who's actually in the lead at the moment.
Yeah, right now, it's anybody's game at this point.
Very much so, yes. They're all in trunk, and they seem to have done the same, gotten the same progression so far.
And now here's Odenspak's first opportunity at the screen. And this is where he's trying. Oh! But he missed the jump! No! Does he have wing boots? He does not have wing boots either. Oh, no.
He has 2 potions, though.
He does have 2 potions. This is true.
So he's going to have a better chance.
Yep, so now he's used 1, so he's got 1 left.
He used 1 before he needed it, but...
Yep. All right, so he's made it across. So he's going to have 1 potion left after he uses this jack key, and I would imagine we're probably going to find that 3rd fountain here, or we might find the Joker key that will lead us to that 3rd fountain.
Oh boy.
Now, luckily, it doesn't drop the boulders like it normally would. Again, the AI has been randomized. It is just standing in place and just pedaling on his machine and hoping it's gonna do something. And it's not doing anything. Oh my gosh, we got a door. Could we have towerception?
So for the enemy that normally drops rocks, if there are platforms above, you're safe, right?
We do!
Towerception.
Towerception!
Sorry, Hungry, what was that question again?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're excited about towerception. My question can wait. It's all good.
And there's another ring for Odenspak.
Another ring.
And I'll tell you what, Notlobber is right there. But he has so little health left. So that's the end of that section. Now he's got to go to the right and hope that he doesn't find anything nasty. Let's take a look.
What's his potion situation?
He's got 1 potion left and he's low on health, so he's going to have to be careful, hope for some bread droppers, but nothing but money. He's got a lot of money, by the way, as well. He's going to get that potion ready. And still just nothing but gold. A lot of gold, not many bread droppers here. Ah, here we go. He's found it.
Now he's just got to remember to talk a second time. There we go.
Yeah, so he gets that giant blade.
Oh, wow.
So he is ready to go to the next zone. Now we'll see if he can escape and keep everything intact. Otherwise, it may give Notlobber an opportunity to pass him.
And the giant blade is a big upgrade. It's like the second last weapon in the normal game.
Odenspak, by the way, using his last potion as he tries to make his escape. And now Tundra has made it to this tower as well. So he's trying to get back into this race too.
Now, to add to that, Hungry, he also has the pendant as well, too.
Everybody should have the pendant.
Yeah.
So that's it. All right,
There we
so
go.
we're about to find out what our next zone is going to be.
And about to find out if he needs a queen key, too.
Oh, jeez.
No queen key
Nope.
required. And we are in order still. We're at 1 and 2. Holy smokes.
Now, oh, there's something spawn. I think that
Looks like wing boots.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no way to get them.
While I did test these seeds, I was testing so many seeds that they're all scrambled in my brain, so I don't remember all the things that happened in this seed. But
And unfortunately, he's getting hit by everything but the kitchen sink. Now, that's going to require potentially a king key. Those are the squids that I just saw. No key
Nope.
required. It's a demon's ring.
Wow.
He'll be able to get it, but he's going to be so low on health.
Oh,
That
he
squid's
could
going
die
to get
and
him.
Go back to town.
Oh, it didn't get him. Wow. Ooh.
If he dies here, he's gonna have a long haul.
Oh, he'll have a long way to get back, because look who's right on his tail. It's not Lobber. He's got to hope that something drops bread, and oh, he is down to a sliver of health. Well, there's the ace key area immediately.
Ace key door right away.
Well, we do find Black Potion. I mean, that's going to be able to refill his magic, which he may need to navigate these next screens. Oh, we got more. Wait, there's more.
Another
I
section of
loved
branch.
I loved Odin's subtle trying to escape mode. Went
Where's
back for that
Conflict?
door.
You know what? I want to see Conflate here. Give me
He's
Conflate.
so close to dying here. Oh,
That's
an
it. Oh, he had an
elixir.
elixir. He had an
There we
elixir.
go.
It's Conflate. He's found, of course, right after he burned his elixir, he gets to a town.
Oh,
Conflate
Conflate.
hidden. Oh,
Conflate inside a tower.
I love
inside
it.
Mist.
best. Top-notch seed right there.
Real quick, I want to shout out the $25 donation from Anonymous. No comment on, but look forward to more donations coming in for our incentives coming through here. Check out the incentive list at the marathon page.
All right, so unfortunately, Odenspec did have to spend that elixir. And by the way, thank you so very much for that donation. But good news is he's found the full plate.
Full plate and thunder. I think they already had thunder, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they started with thunder.
No, they started with tilt.
How do they get thunder if thunder's in the shop, though? I must have missed it because I saw the thunder spell.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh, it's fire that they have.
They had
Okay.
fire. Oh, okay. Thank you.
They look very, very similar, but the coloring is what gives it away. And one goes through walls, which is the thunder spell, and the
Thunder's
other
getting
goes
demon
does
green.
not in fire. Aha.
Wow, these are some top-notch players. Got themselves through.
Yep, every single one of them now, and Tundra trying to get there. Oh no,
Oh,
That's a long walk back.
that's gonna set him way back. Unfortunately, tough break.
It's not even a walk of shame. It's a walk of future triumph, right? Just gotta
Yep.
get back there. Yeah.
well, all he can hope for is on the way back there, he'll get a lot of experience points and be able to do a bit better with the death abuses to get more money later on. That's the only upside to something like that.
Nice seeing
Especially
some
in
tower
seed like
screens.
this. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's that little alien enemy. It doesn't look like it poses much of a threat this time, but you still got to make sure you don't get hit.
Oh, Odin's back and Notlob almost neck to neck right now.
Yeah, they are side by side right now. It's anybody's game between those two. And all three of these runners doing a fantastic job. Just a very unfortunate death there for Tundra to set himself back, but anything can still happen.
Tundra's former world record holder for Faxanadu any percent, and the first person to do damage less.
Oh, we have our magical rod, which is going to increase the
Ooh.
amount of damage we can do with our magic.
I love the comment from Pogdowdy here that Hungagria, you are taking the don't have negative thoughts to its maximum.
By the way, that one enemy that tries to throw magic at you is throwing nothing. He's like throwing something, and he's like, why won't you give me my magic?
We've got a B boss here.
Ooh, our wing boots. We got free wing boots.
Yeah, essentially free wing boots, so they can load up if they want.
And the wing boots in the randomizer are pretty important, right?
Yes, very important.
In terms of looking for like holes in ceilings that go to places that don't normally, right?
So most screen connections are ones you can make without wing boots, but occasionally the randomizer allows for a handful of screens that do essentially require wing boots at times. So a couple of them that absolutely require it, it does just give you wing boots on those screens, which we'll see later. But sometimes the randomizer will do something a little different, and the only way you can get somewhere is you need to go back and find some wing boots.
Oh, yeah, and another thing, speaking of the wing boots, they have been buffed as well. In the vanilla game, every 4 ranks that you get, the timer that you have with your wing boots decreases. You start with 40 seconds, but every 4, it decreases 10 seconds down to 10 seconds as your wing boot time. But here in the randomizer, we buff it. It increases every time you rank up every 4 levels. And by the way, the Tower of Sufferdor has free elixir.
Yeah. Outlaw grabbed his elixir and ran. Putting Spax right on his tail.
Yeah, are they ever neck and neck, eh? Wow.
Oh, I know. So, and they're both now at the hidden shop outside of Mascon. Hey, King Grieve. He's got a red potion, and it's doing an interesting thing. It's flying up.
It's nice that you don't have to kill King Grieve to see what's inside of him.
Now, what's interesting is they could have, knowing that King Grieve is different, they could have watched the pattern a bit just to see if King Grieve could even hit them and fuel up on red potions potentially. But they
absolutely, but their inventories are full.
Yeah. Or at least fill up health and then grab one. You can keep your potion, Grieve.
Yeah, normally you would get the Dragon Slayer from King Grieve in the vanilla game, generally considered the toughest boss of the entire game. But, you know, us speedrunners and other casual players alike come up with the strategy on how to take down King Grieve. Just get a pair of wing boots and use your weapon and magic on him, and he'll be down in seconds. You don't have to worry about it.
Now, here's a question for you, Cards. When's the last time you played the randomizer? Because there's another thing about King Grieve you might not know.
Oh, it's been I'd say probably half a year.
There is a second King Grieve screen.
Oh, that's right. I did see that there's a second King Grieve screen in the shuffle that was unused in the game. We've, by the way, found the town of Victim.
Oh, here we are. Victim barkeep, of course, holds something.
All right, it's just an hourglass. You need to get to the summoner rank, which is at like 11,200. I think that's what it said. Not a big deal.
Not worth it. Death spell.
Definitely has enough to afford the death spell if they want it. It does more damage than thunder and fire and also goes through walls. We'll see if not Lobber decides to make that purchase.
Can't see why. Oh, he didn't?
Nope. Doesn't like the death spell. Oh, keys.
Yes. So we have an ace key and spot for 1, nope, 2. So we got, now, this is famous from my channel, Raspy-Doo. Shout out to Raspy-Doo here. His favorite key, the king key, is being
I get it.
Here.
I get it, too. We don't even have to discuss it here. I get it.
Yep. And, yeah, Notlob's got one. It's going to be handy because there's going to be 1 or 2 doors in the game that are going to require it with this seed. That's generally what happens with the race, typical. Oh, opting for a death abuse, Notlobber, to get more money.
Also something new to the randomizer, right?
Yes.
The automatic death option. You don't just have to bump into somebody.
Yeah, so when Notlobber first implemented Screen Rando, it was really chaotic because you could connect any 2 screens and sometimes they just didn't make any sense to connect and you would get stuck in places and soft lock easily. And so we opted to add in an option where if you pause the game, press select, and then unpause, you will basically die and death warp back to wherever you would go, just in case you got stuck. Now, since then, Screen Rando has gotten so much better that you shouldn't soft lock anywhere anymore, but it is still there, and it's useful for races like this that if you get to a dead end somewhere and you're done with that area and you don't care, you can just death warp back to town and start from there.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing as you'd see the up and A in Zelda or the up A and B in CV2 randomizer.
Exactly. Oh, we got Tundra checking out the branch section that will lead to Confleet.
We've got the workout wyvern guarding Mascon as Notlobber's there. That's my favorite wyvern now. That's the best wyvern I've ever seen.
He's done so much upper body work. It's time he works his legs anyways. He's got to do his little hops.
Absolutely.
Oh, Black Onyx for sale. Odin's back. Found one.
Ooh.
In the tool shop.
Oh, by the way, I love the reference to Dragon's Lair and Deborah Cliff that you had. Speaking of CV2.
Under grabbing the full plate. Now, Notlob and Odinspec are entering a screen that's an interesting thing, that this ladder will always lead you eventually to a tower. It's random how many screens it's going to take you. And that tower has a bit of a pit on the screen there, that if you fall through, it'll take you back to the beginning of all that.
Yep.
So if this is a long thing with a lot of screens, they got to be careful with the platforming, because if they fall through by accident, they're going to be outside of town and have to do it all over again.
Oh, this is a long way, because this is going to go up. Oh, this is going to be fun.
And this is a screen here that Odinspec is on that will have an item. Oh, he's not opting to check. Interesting. So some screens that if you know the vanilla game really well and you know which screens can give you items, the randomizer is the same way. It's guaranteed to give you that item every single time if you kill every enemy on the screen. In the vanilla game, it's every 4th time it will give you that item for most of the screens. And oh, this just gets more and more complicated. There's a fork.
I get it. Remember that enemy that normally shoots magic that I said does nothing? That's the clapper enemy. That's the Mr. Tambourine Man.
It is.
No.
That's awful. Oh my god. So that's screen-wide damage every few seconds.
Yep. Oh, and this is a long way to that door. So yeah, if Notlobber falls, it is not going to be fun. And this branches too.
Oh, and it's got the mist. He's opting not to
look
talk
at this.
to the Mist Guru.
Wow. And this, are you kidding me? This takes you to the Mist. Wow.
And then it takes you to the very beginning of the game.
Oh, speaking of the very beginning of the game, the version of the randomizer that I thought was funny is when you got to the very end of the game and you took that door, instead of taking you to the final part of the game, it would take you to the beginning of the game. It was hilarious. When Tundra did that the first time and I saw that, I was just laughing. It was hilarious.
So Odinspec opted to farm wing boots out of that, and also opted not to talk to the guru so that he wouldn't bind himself there.
And we're still not at the screen yet. It just keeps going and going and going and going.
Oh my god.
And I guess if there's forks, then it would make sense to try to go back to the previous guru anyways, right? Versus
yeah, you could up an A and that would save you some time if you missed this door, if you visited that guru. So here we go.
He has to not fall through.
Oh, he's going to use the wing boots to be safe. Smart.
Yep. So we got a guru here. This isn't the kind you save at, though.
And you did need the queen key, and it's, the Joker guru. So we're going to get a free item out of this.
Free red potion out of it.
Yep.
And you can get as many red potions as you want. You can only fit one more, it looks like, though. So all that long haul for just a red potion. But you can just through and be back. At least there's that.
Yeah, and Tundra's making some steady progress, catching up as well.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He's hanging in there. Oh my god, look at that enemy. Look at the glitchiness.
Tundra's getting free elixir.
I mean, why not? It's free.
I mean, if I was him, that's exactly what I would do. Basically die to it, but that's actually. Oh.
He used the red Yeah, I would have done the same thing. I would have taken the intentional, save that red potion. He may need it.
Yeah. So I think just in the heat of the moment here, he forgot that he can. Just take all the damage, let the elixir.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 4, 3. So we do not have a perfect world order.
Odin Spack is in world.
Oh, let's. Oh, I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to check for us to see if it just stayed up there.
So Odin Spack has Dartmoor, but Dartmoor has the exit right away into. It'll presumably be Branch next. I would hope so.
Correct. It would be Branch.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Evil One yet, but so if he's able to find everything quickly, he could have a quick win here, depending on how it goes. He's going to go check it out. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to take a shot here. Odin Spack's going to take a shot here. I mean, if that whole section is not required, he could win this.
Yep.
Ooh, there's the Tower of Mist. No key. And nothing except wing boots.
He's a king key here. He's got one. No, he doesn't. Never mind. I thought he was swapping one in.
That could be bad.
Oh, no,
he does have a king key. All right, let's take a look here.
Oh.
So this is normally the Joker Tower entrance.
Oh,
and there's a Joker key.
Joker key.
A Joker key in the Joker Tower, just not in the Joker Tower's location.
No. So this is a huge risk here. If the Joker key
that's
is needed
right.
at the beginning of the game.
Remember we were talking about that earlier, how the Joker key could still be required? What if the Joker house has either the battle helmet or the Dragon Slayer? Oh, chaos! I want it.
A huge backtrack if they're getting you to do that. But
I want it.
And that's another one of those single keys, right? Not normally purchasable at a shop.
Yes.
Correct.
And would not be purchasable in the randomizer either, right? So it's either you pick it up or bust.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So
all right,
he's going to have
Daybreak
one less
is
inventory
here.
slot by keeping it.
All right, so he's made it to Daybreak, which is the other town that you would see here in the world of Branch. We've already seen Conflict.
Guru. So one of the things he's doing that's a strategy for this randomizer is just plow through and go as far as you can and then backtrack if you don't have enough by the end and hope that that's a winning strategy.
It's definitely a bold move, but if it pays off, I mean, he'll win this race. He's going to buy the Deluge, which I think is a lot of runners' preferred magic in this randomizer.
Yes, and in speed runs as well. Go ahead.
Just for its cheap cost, right?
Yeah, so the story behind Deluge is most people would think if they've only played the vanilla game that, oh, that's the first spell, it's not that powerful. But it's got the best damage per mana ratio. So it's preferred for speedrunners for sure, because you can do the most damage with it in the kind of shortest amount of time if you get up close to things, with the least amount of mana usage. Whereas other spells, they can do bigger bursts of damage, and they can have their uses, such as the fact that Fire Spell, for example, will knock an enemy across the screen when you use it. Death Spell can go through a wall. So there's definitely uses. Oh.
By the way, we're in the final part of the game, so Odin Spack is hoping that there are two pieces of the puzzle here. I mean, it is possible. It's possible, but it's a big risk.
Yeah. So what's Odin Spack got so far for his final
just the suit. We don't have a helmet. We don't know where it is, and we don't have a Dragon Slayer. We don't know where it is.
So that's a big risk he's taking, because the final dungeon, so Evil One's lair, is randomized in the randomizer by Screen Rando, and it's one where there's just no way to make perfect connections between all the screens. So that's why there's free wing boots at the beginning. You can load up with as many wing boots as you want.
Okay, he did find the helmet. I actually didn't see it, but I guess Odin Spack did find the helmet. He's just looking for the Dragon Slayer then.
All right. So it's possible the Dragon Slayer can be in the Evil One's lair. Totally possible. And
still holding.
Seen anyone find it yet? So
I'm still holding out for Joker House. Oh, we're gonna play some Let's Make a Deal here potentially. What's behind door number 1, 2, 3, and 4? And yes, there was a door number 4 in the short-lived 1984 to 1986 revival. There, by the way, is Dartmoor on Notlobber's side.
So Notlobber opted to first bind to Dartmoor basically and check out the shops before checking those 4 doors. He because you never know where those are going to lead, or if you're just going to, like, something will kill you the second you open the door or something. So
Black Onyx on offer. Tundra will make that purchase. Which, by the way, increases your defense. The damage you take will decrease a little bit.
it might be time to talk about what are the ending requirements of this randomizer.
Yes,
So,
you have to have the battle helmet, you have to have the battle suit, and you have to have the Dragon Slayer, and you must equip them before you reach that door. Otherwise, the game will tell you that you're not properly dressed for work.
I always love that rule.
Yep, and if you're wondering, that is something that I came up with because it is a line in the Sierra game, Jones in the Fast Lane. If you tried to work a job and you didn't have the right clothes, it would tell you that you're not properly dressed for work.
Is that a Roberta Williams, Ken Williams game?
I believe it is.
It sounds like such an ism from them. Sounds like such a Sierra ism.
Oh, we have a hidden shop here on Notlobber's side. Let's take a look.
So one thing
Giant,
people-
look at those prices. Those are pretty darn good prices, especially for that magical shield.
One of the things people who know the game might be noticing is that the maps don't necessarily make sense in terms of if you were trying to map them on paper. You would end up with overlaps and things that don't make sense, and that's because the randomizer only randomizes connections. It doesn't make necessarily a grid sense in that way. So
Okay, magic.
when it's especially terrible when you get to the Evil One's lair, where every screen is randomized and all of them can go all four directions generally. There are some walls here and there.
Ooh, Dragon Slayer's in the shop, door number 2. Oh, it does not pay off for Odin's back. He needed to play Let's Make a Deal. Door number 2 had the big deal of the day.
All right. So what does Notlobber need now?
Notlobber, I think needs the helmet.
Okay. So he's got to figure out the helmet situation. Where did we see the helmet?
I didn't see it. That's the problem. I didn't see where the helmet was obtained.
So maybe chat can tell us where they saw the helmet. A lot of things to watch here at once.
I'm glad you two are here because keeping everything straight.
I figure
It's
with
hard
three of us and
Oh.
3 racers.
So we found the Castle of Fraternal. We could have seen Dartmoor Town here. We could have had the double play. We could have had both towns inside towers, but that wasn't to be. We've already seen Dartmoor, so that's just a 2 screener. Nothing else to see here.
Oh wow, it's still anyone's game. What's I say?
It really is, because, Tundra is still in the second area. He's about to get to that queen door.
Yep.
Oh, but he needs that key. He's got one.
They're all in different worlds. It's great.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, now Odin's back in. Notlobber both in Dartmoor.
Yep. Yeah, if Odin's back, just there's that screen.
Oh,
There's the other one.
King Grief screen.
The other King Grief screen. We were alluding to this earlier.
So this one could have an item behind killing. You have to kill King Grieve, but he's opted not to go about that.
Look at that move that Notlobber just performed, using the mattock midair to pick up that ointment.
Yep. That's something he designed into the randomizer, that you could use a mattock midair just so that screen was viable.
Well, Owenspec needs to find he needs to play Let's Make a Deal here if he wants to get in this. He's going the wrong way, unfortunately. So both of these runners are missing a key component. That's why Notlobber, I guess, is continuing to explore here. He needs to find that battle helmet.
Yeah, so there was a chat question about King Grieve there. So King Grieve, that particular screen has 2 items. There's one that's always there available. If you get behind King Grieve, you can grab it. And there's another that will spawn if you kill him. I guess Odin's Back opted not to kill him on the chance that Dragon Slayer isn't the thing. Or he may just not remember that has 2 items in that screen. Or he might not know. I don't know how recently he last played the randomizer, but I do know he's played a lot of the randomizer in the past.
Lucky for him, we know where the third item is.
Yes.
Yes, so.
We know the drug stairs for sale.
He's got an cash that purchase as well. I think you need about 1,800 British gold. Yeah, he got on 4 doors.
I was hoping that Not Lobber would do the jar jump there.
Yeah.
That's the one jar of poison in the vanilla game that I can never make it over.
It's very, very difficult. I think it's frame perfect.
It is
I
a
could be
frame
wrong.
perfect jump. Yeah.
Yep, I've made it before. I've seen others make it before. It's very, very difficult. Oh, there's Odin's pack. He's made it to the doors. Nope, door number 4, that's a zonk. Door number 3, that's a zonk. But if he goes to door number 2, he'll find his Dragon Slayer.
Oh boy.
And then it's
There
go
we go.
mode, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yep, he's got his Dragon Slayer. He's at go mode.
All right.
I just love the idea of the Dragon Slayer just being for sale at some random shop. He's planning to shop around a bit right now, too.
He's going to buy a red potion. He had a little bit of money to spare. So, yeah, Odin's pack is in the lead right now because Not Lobber does not have the battle helmet. So he's ready to go. He's fully equipped. It's his race to lose at this point.
And Odin's back, of course, looking good in the full getup there. It's my favorite moment of the game when you put on all your cool stuff and then you're suddenly really, really strong.
So I must say, this seed had quite the slog of a start, but boy, oh boy, did these runners turn on the afterburners after that first world.
Yeah, they got trained up in that first area for all of the things that were to come.
Odin's back stocking up on wing boots. Now, I don't know if he has found the way to... There it is! Holy smokes!
Oh,
all right.
found it. And we got a flying evil one.
And it's not even shooting fireballs. What an easy kill. GG's. Odinspec is your winner of this year's Faxanadu Randomizer here on FF Randomizer. Wow, what a run.
Wow.
Did he win? He did win.
53
Remember,
minutes.
only you can prevent World Tree fires.
Yay.
Winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
GG
It's an
Odin.
official time of 52 minutes and 58 seconds. Great run from Odinspec.
And a good effort from the other runners as well, for sure. Not Lobber not too long behind, for sure.
Oh, definitely. Not Lobber in the running, you know, and Tundra, unfortunately, still stuck in the world of Mist, but, you know, he's played it really, really well, too. I mean, that one death he took at the early part of Mist, you know, pretty much set him back from the other runners, but this was very close for a good chunk of this race.
Oh, and it could have happened to anybody, right?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh, got screen-wide damage coming in.
So that's it. That's why that enemy was glitching. That's King Grieve. You notice
Yeah.
that?
It's
That's
using the King Grieve behavior.
Yep.
So the behavior of King Grieve in part has to do with how the sprite gets rendered as well too. And so it's just grabbing a lot of adjacent sprite data and spreading it out whenever he takes flight.
Speaking of King Grieve, there's that screen. These are the days of our lives. Yes.
Great
Oh, like
hourglass.
sand in the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. And hey, look, we got the refund of the hourglass. You can't even get that item, can you?
You can, I think, if you've got wing boots, you can kind of sneak in there.
Ah, I see.
It's a tight fit.
I can only imagine.
Not lob.
So do we know so far if Tundra has found any of the items?
Well, I don't know if he has the battle helmet. I'm guessing he doesn't yet if Not Lobber doesn't, but we'll find out as
He's
we've
about
got...
to get a Joker key.
That's right. I
And
was
probably-
so hoping that would be
and
required.
probably have this sinking feeling of, oh boy, I hope it's not the Joker door.
Oh, if he makes that hunch, yeah, you'd hate to see it.
Yeah. I doubt he will, but I think he'll just have that dread, like that most of us do if we get a late Joker key and an early Joker door. right? Under an hourglass in the tower there. Is that useless tower? Is that the one?
It's pretty useless. Yep.
Yeah.
Take a look.
There is one that's actually called that in some of the not official documents, but like the playthrough documents.
Yep. This is the king door right outside of the town of Victim. It's a red potion that's basically unobtainable when you kill every 4 screens. You know, you talked about the every 4 screen situation. It's unobtainable unless you have wing boots.
Yeah. What a tough seed.
Oh, definitely, indeed. I guess he did find the Notlobber did find the battle helmet. Okay, that's it. So it was in the overworld in that screen. I just flat out missed it. I don't know why I missed it, but I just missed it. Speaking of missing things, we're not going to see a miss here. Did I just see that? A pepperoni pizza for 580 gold. Did I just see that right, Songbirder?
Yep.
I love it. That's beautiful.
At least put some olives on there or something. Gosh, that's expensive.
You could keep the olives. I'm not much of an olives person, to be honest. So the helmet was in the overworld in Branch. I just didn't see it. All right. Anyways, so Notlobber's ready to go here, and he could still pull the sub hour if he makes the right decisions.
Yeah. So yeah, Notlob's in go mode. This isn't going to take long because he's very experienced. He's he wrote the randomizer, so he knows where to check. Oh, no, that's not it, but it's.
You thought it was.
I thought it was because that's the exact part of the screen that does get you there.
Yep, it's one of the connections. You're absolutely right there, but that wasn't the connection.
There's 2 ways you can get to the evil one's door, and one is from the bottom and one is from the left side. That one's not normally accessible in the vanilla game. It's usually a wall there, but in this one, there is some room.
And that just loops, so... There's Tundra now at the edge of Dartmoor.
Okay, so this could be if he goes up, is it? Nope, we're going right.
Nope, that's not it.
And I believe we have Odinspec now in
we
voice
do.
chat with us.
Odinspec, congratulations on your win. Well done.
Thank you. I'm shocked. I won't lie.
How did that feel?
Like, I won't be lying, really good, because I swear Notlov has won like all of these. So
I believe you're absolutely right. So you actually ended his streak right here today. So congratulations. Yeah, the only thing that prevented you from sub 50 was you had to play Let's Make a Deal in Dartmoor. Otherwise, yeah, you pretty much played this seed perfectly.
Yeah, I think once I saw that I could just go straight through to the next world and I only had the Dragon Slayer to find, and I'm like, I'm just going straight to the final dungeon. Because there's 6 checks in there. So
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's worth the gamble.
Yeah,
And I
definitely
think-
paid off.
Yeah, and I think leaving my save at like right before, like right the mist transition to the Dartmoor, I think was also a good idea too.
There it
That'd
is.
Probably save me a lot of time.
There's Notlobber in at the final.
That is a glitched out evil one right there.
Yeah. That's interesting because it's different than what Notlobber or than Odinspec got.
Very nice. GG for Notlobber. And this is going to crack the sub hour barrier with that. So congratulations.
Yeah, just barely. GG's the Notlobber.
GG,
Yes.
Notlov.
So did you enjoy that seed, Odinspec?
I thought going into it was going to be the partial AI. I didn't realize it was like the full, so it caught me a little off guard. But
Well, that was partial.
By the way, did you enjoy the couple
was
of
it?
questions? One,
Yeah.
did you enjoy the jumping up and down wyvern? And 2, did you enjoy the snake wyverns?
The snake wyvern was so funny. Like just the sprite being left like how it was. I don't know if I've even ever seen that before. It was pretty funny.
I don't think I've ever seen it before either.
I'm telling you what, that jumping wyvern, though, I think needs to be an emote. It needs to be an emote. Someone has to go to work and make that an emote. I'll pay for the commission. We have Notlobber here in the commentators booth with us. GG, a great run. So you played very, very well. You know, you and Notlobber you or Odinspec were pretty much back and forth in this one, but Odinspec, you know, he went right to the end. You know, he'd found his checks immediately, found the ending to get to the evil one. Did have to go back to play Let's Make a Deal, get to door number 2 for his Dragon Slayer. But great race with both of you. What'd you think of this seed?
The seed was fine, but I had our death, which maybe you saw.
Yeah, a lot of deaths. I mean, it didn't help that in the first zone, the 2 towns were bunched in the beginning.
Yeah, and I died very late in the first zone, so I lost a lot of time there.
Oh, you and Tundra both took some nasty deaths. In fact, Tundra took a death in the mist area when he was out of potions before he could make it to Conflate.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
that set him back. But yeah, GG. I must say, I was while you got into this call, the thing I was mentioning, that jumping wyvern needs to be an emote. It really does.
Oh,
This is your first win, right? Odin's back.
Yeah, it is. I was saying that when before you got in here. I'm pretty sure you have won every single one of these. So.
Yeah. So congratulations, but yeah, this breaks my 100% win rate.
Yep, you had been perfect here in the Final Fantasy Randomizer marathons in the past, but he got you today.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys have mentioned, but Notlop did create the randomizers.
I mean, it's true. We did mention that. So yes.
Yes, and thank you again for that, Notlobber. It's such an amazing tool and just such a fun thing to play.
Yeah, I'm glad people like it.
Yeah, it's a great way to revisit the game too, which is even a lot of the little bug fixes and little optimizations. If you still want to just play it vanilla, there's lots of little ways to speed it up. So I like that too.
And I'll even say, as somebody who doesn't speedrun and just likes playing like world record slow runs through games, the randomizer is a lot of fun. It's fun to race, but it's also fun just to take your time and enjoy the sights too.
Yeah, it is cool like that. It's the screen rando is just like definitely I think the coolest part of this.
Yeah. This randomizer really kind of came of age when that got added in. Then it felt like, okay, this is new. This is something different. Thank you. I think we're looking to wrap up here, are we? So, thanks for hosting us for this. This was really fun. For me and Hungry Gorilla, this is the first time commentating on this, so this was loads of fun for me. I know it's old hat for you, Cards, but thanks for taking the lead on this.
It's great to be back, and I unfortunately missed last year. I felt very, very bad about that, but it's great to be back on the commentators booth for the Faxanadu Randomizer. We are raising money for the Burn Children's Fund, an absolute wonderful cause, and keep those donations coming. We are getting very close to our $4,000 goal, and hopefully we can push even further than that.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting me. Really, really appreciated the opportunity and hanging out with some great runners of the game, and any day that there's more Faxanadu in my life is a good one.
Well, I have certainly enjoyed having you guys all in the booth here as well. This has been a fantastic race. I mean, this is not a randomizer I'm particularly familiar with, but the comms here have made it hype. The performance of our runners has made it fantastic to watch. So all of you out in the crowd, again, if you are able to and interested in donating to the cause that we're raising money for this weekend, we are raising for the Burn Children's Fund, which is run by the South Carolina firefighters. And they are helping burn injured children be kids, have a normal life. And they are 100% volunteer within the fire department, putting on Camp Can Do every year. And that is a camp where they're allowed to, be themselves. It's really a big deal for these kids to be able to have that summer camp experience and not feel self-conscious about their burn injuries. Most of the fundraising that they've historically done for this has been through can drop-offs, and the money that we've raised this year and the last 2 years has been transformational in their ability to provide for this. So every dollar helps. Every $500 is another kid to the camp. And they're looking to expand the camp attendance by 66% for next year, trying to get up to 50 kids. That's a huge milestone. So if you can donate that, and if there's any incentives you want to donate to, just check out the marathon schedule. You can see all of the different incentives that are available for donation. Make it hard for the runners so that you get more entertainment and these kids get more time at the camp. With that, thank you to Faxanadu Randomizer community for coming out yet again. We love having you. And you put on a great show today.
Thank you. This was really fun.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. This was a blast once again.
So looking forward on the event, coming up next, we've got the Golden Sun, the Lost Age Randomizer. That's going to be a race between Crimson and Canadian. So look forward to that. Also got Time Spinner Randomizer coming up a little bit later. And after that, Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer, we've got Team USA versus Team Canada in the Fall League's Flags team race. If you've never seen one of those races, that's a good one. After that, we've got Soul Blazer Randomizer coming up at 9:30-ish Eastern. And Final Fantasy V Career Day at midnight. So check out the schedule, see what you're interested in donating towards. I'm going to shout out in particular the Time Spinner Glitchless Incentive, still open. If you want to make sure that doors are doors, you should donate to that Glitchless Incentive. We also have character name bid wars for several games. The Golden Sun one probably going to close up pretty soon here. That's got $50 on Jack. Soul Blazer, the bid war is open. So hit that up as well. Yeah, check out all the incentives on the marathon page. The schedule has all of them as you highlight over the different games. We'll see you around.